Okay, and so we'll have a seat just anywhere you're comfortable. I recommend having something to sit on. I'm sitting on a block right now, and if you're not sitting on a block right now, that's fine. But just kind of maybe make sure you have one near you so that you can use it when we go through our stretches. But we'll just set a little intention for why we're here this morning, moving and meditating. So you can close your eyes, just lengthen up your spine. Notice your breath coming through the nose. And just acknowledge why you're here. My intention for practicing is to stimulate the flow of qi within and to restore an overall sense of vibrancy and vitality within my body. And so that might be the same for you, but just take this time to acknowledge why you want to practice today. And always trust the mind, the images that come up, they're very powerful. So go ahead and take a deep breath in and clear it out. Okay, so we'll just begin some gentle stretches. I recommend, once again, sitting on a block, but we're gonna kneel over the block. So take the block, not the wide way, but that thinner way. And then have a seat with your knees down and your toes pointing straight back. We'll start with some just gentle neck stretches. Take your right hand and slide it in between the back of your thigh and your calf, so pretty close to your knee. So you have a good anchor spot. And then take your left fingertips up just above your ear to that little ridge in the skull, just above the ear. You're not pressing down on the head. You're more so pulling the head long as you keep your right shoulder down. So just feel that. You can have your eyes closed and allow that breath to come in and out of the nose. Just allow the breath to be slow. And then you can release your left hand, let your head rise back up to center, and then slide your left hand in between the back of your thigh and your calf, fairly close to your knee. You can release that right hand, reach it out wide, long, and take those fingertips just above the ear to that little ridge in the scalp. And start to pull the head long as you keep your left shoulder down, away from the ear. Notice that the jaw is soft, the outer edges of your tongue soft, and the space around your eyes and your eyebrows also soft. And then you can release. And then you can have your hands interlaced behind your head. And just draw your chin slightly toward the front of your throat. And we're not pushing down on the head. We're just letting the hands feel heavy and the elbows feel heavy. So this stretches the back of the neck into the upper back. And you can feel that your chin is drawing a little closer to your chest. And then release. Take your arms wide and then wrap them in front of you. Take your right arm under your left. So we're doing those eagle arms, and then you can have your elbows come up and then the hands come forward away from the face. Release your arms wide. Big stretch, spread your fingers wide, and then take your left arm under the right. Lift the elbows, take the hands forward. And then release the arms wide. Big stretch, spread the fingers wide, the chest presses forward. And then you can release. Here, we're gonna take the right hand just to the front of the right kneecap and lean back. As you lean back a little bit, your right knee lifts. So we're stretching the top of the foot, the front of the ankle. You might feel this all the way into your toes. And then release down, change sides. So left hand to the front of the left kneecap, leaning back, lifting the knee. And then you can release. Hands will come to your hips. Let's rise up to the knees and curl the toes under. That should feel kind of achy now after we've been sitting the way we've been sitting. And then rest your sit bones over the back of your ankles. So you're putting a little pressure into the toes. If this is just too much, then you can of course stay up higher on your knees. Okay. We'll take the arms up, bend your right elbow, and take the left hand to the tip of the elbow. Help to draw your right hand down your spine a little bit. So you're using your left hand to help lengthen the back of your right arm. And then change sides. Right fingertips to the elbow. Okay, your left hand drawing down that spine. And then release. Come up, uncurl those toes. Step your right leg out to the side. The toes are pointing forward. So the right side, pinky toe side, edge of your foot is parallel to the side of your mat. Take your right hand to your thigh. Left arm reaches up and along the ear. And so the leg that's extending, we're lengthening, we're stretching over that extended leg. Turn your chest up toward the sky. Big circle with your left arm. And then reach it up along your ear. And then let your left arm help you up. Plant your left palm to the ground. Float up your right leg and take your foot behind you. Maybe grab a hold of that foot. Press your hips forward. Lean your head back. And then release that right leg. Come back up to your gate pose. And then bring your right knee underneath your hip. Come back to that center. Left foot reaches out. Left hand over the outer thigh. Right arm up along the ear. You can feel the chest spinning open toward the sky, reaching with your right arm, big circle. And then take your right arm up along the ear. And then help yourself up with your right arm. Take the right palm to the ground. Lift your left leg. Maybe bend the knee. Take a hold of your foot behind you if you can, and then press the hips forward. Lean the head back. And then release your left leg. Come on up to gate pose. And then you can go ahead and remove your block. We'll take a moment here in tabletop. So hands and knees. Curl the toes, lift the sit bones up, spread your fingers and look up. Inhale. Round your spine, exhale, point your toes, look down. And then neutral spine. See if you can spin your fingers to point back toward your knees. Curl your toes under, lift the sit bones, look up. Round the spine, exhale, look down, really push into those palms. And then neutral spine. See if you can take your hand, the top of your hand to your mat. Your fingertips are pointing toward your knees. And your fingers are spread. Curl your toes. Inhale, look up, lift your sit bones. Round your spine. Exhale, look down, really push into the top of the hands. And then release your hands so that you can spread your fingers and come into downward facing dog. So downward dog is a really good stretch for your shoulders, the whole back body. Connect in with that deep, slow breath. Bring your feet together and sweep your right leg all the way up and back. Bend your knee and roll your knee up toward the sky. A little bit of a down dog hip opener. And then change sides. So your right foot comes down, left leg sweeps all the way up. Bend the knee and roll your knee up toward the sky. And then your left foot comes down next to your right. Start to walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. And take your two fists between your feet. Bend your knees and hold on to your elbows. We're in ragdoll pose. Rock your weight toward the toes. Notice the pull of gravity, helping to lengthen, create space. And then begin to roll all the way up to stand. And heel toe your feet together. Okay, so once your big toes touch and your feet are together, sweep those arms all the way out and up. Palms touch above, reaching up. Inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Line your fingers up with your toes. Bow your head in. And then look up. Find a long spine with an inhale. And then go ahead and step back into your plank pose, that high push-up pose. Then bring those knees to the mat. Take an inhale. And slowly lower halfway down with control. Point your toes. And then lift up the heart. Breathe in. Maybe lift the chin as you feel the length and push into the top of the feet. And then come into downward dog. Exhale. So you notice that your ears are lined up with your arms. You can draw your chin toward the front of your throat. And feel your belly drawing inward toward the spine. Take a look forward, inhale, and then walk forward. Bring your feet together. Line your fingers up with your toes and look up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Bend your knees, come to chair pose. So sweep those arms up along the ears as you lower your sit bones. Big stretch up here. And then fold, exhale. Once again, look up, long spine. And then plank pose. Tap your knees down, inhale. And slowly lower, exhale. Point your toes and peel your chest up. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, right foot steps forward in between the hands. Your back heel is flat for warrior one. Take those arms wide and long as the palms come together above you. And then plank pose, exhale. And tap your knees down, inhale. Strong belly as you lower down, exhale. Peel your chest up, breathe in. Downward dog, breathe out. Inhale, left foot steps forward. For that warrior one, arms reach wide and long as you rise. And then plank pose. Tap your knees down and then lower down. Peel that chest up. Downward dog, exhale. So you should feel that heat in the body, that energy moving through all parts of the body. Inhale, look forward, and then walk forward. Exhale, just bring those feet together. Line your fingers up with your toes. Look up, elongate the spine. Fold, exhale. Bend your knees, chair pose. Arms come up along the ears. And then stand tall. Hands come down by your sides. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth, clear it out. Sweep your arms wide. Inhale, palms touch above. And then let those arms come wide as you swan dive. So that long spine as you fold forward. Look up, inhale. Right leg back, knee down, low lunge, arms sweep up. And then here we're going to twist. So you can take your hands to prayer and then twist. Take your right elbow to your thigh. Look up over that left shoulder. And then release back into your plank pose. Okay, so your knees are down, lower down. Peel your chest up. And then downward dog. And then once you come right up into downward dog, take your right foot forward and your left knee comes down. Low lunge, arms sweeping out. Palms touch above. Hands to prayer and twist. And then hands come to your mat, stepping back to plank. So your right foot comes back, your knees are down. Strong belly as you lower down, lifting your heart. And then child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch. Slide your hips back over your heels and bow your forehead. You can tune into that slow, slow breath. You might even count the breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Begin to round the spine as you come up. And extend your legs forward. When the legs come forward, just find that your ankles and your knees are lined up, and then slide the soles of the feet together. Wrap your hands around the toes. You might have to sit up on something too that will help you in this pose. Lift your heart, breathe in, and then go ahead and draw your chest forward. Trying to keep your spine long. So you notice the belly button comes forward, the chest comes forward, but your shoulders stay back. And inhale, lift your heart. Take your legs straight ahead, legs together. Reach forward for your feet and bow your head. So you might hold on to your calves. You might hold on to your feet, but allow the mind to rest here as your head gets heavy. And slowly rise up. Going to begin our meditation practice. So if you need something warmer on you, or you want to put a blanket over your shoulders, you can do that. But let's find something to sit on. Just so that your hips are higher up than your knees, you'll be able to sit more comfortably. And you can either have your legs crossed or kneel. And then any shape or placement with the hands. So you might have your palms on your thighs. You might have your palms facing the sky. Just whatever comes naturally to you. Go ahead and close the eyes. And just take some inventory of where you're starting from. Begin by allowing your awareness to sink now into your lower belly. From here, just notice the rhythm of your own breath. You don't have to change anything, but just feel the rising and falling of each inhalation and exhalation. You can accept the breath exactly as it is. Allow your awareness to broaden. Notice other feelings in your body. Your weight on the floor. the temperature of the air against your skin. And all those sounds that are around you, the sounds that are near you, the closest, and maybe sounds that are the farthest away. Now bring your awareness to the heart and check in with your state of emotions. Look closely, don't dismiss anything that appears. Just notice what is happening right now. Let's allow our awareness to rise up to that point just between the eyes and start to pay attention to the thoughts that are arising without trying to stop them. We're just watching each new thought arise. As we notice it, we can then let it float away. And now we can begin to make the sound of the ocean with the breath. So this is deepening the breath. And as we make this rich sound, we can feel the breath washing in and out. And as we feel this sensation and hear this sound, we can become very aware of what it feels like within the body every time we exhale. I want you to know everything there is to know about your exhale. And as you pay attention to these energies flowing while you are actively relaxing, you can notice the chi flow into and out of the areas that you worked in your practice today. Go ahead and take another deep breath in. And then clear it. You can open your eyes, come back into the room, and have your hands come to prayer in front of your heart. Let's bow our forehead to each other and say, Namaste.